Oh my gosh. It's like I was just here. Oh my God. Guys, no, stop. No one's here. My bad. Getting starting off on a really high note. That's Bitsy, my teacup Yorkie. She is the home's security system, but I digress. Welcome. My name is Lacey Jane, and this is Criminally Confident. Thank you so much for spending some of your day with me today. I have to remind myself when I do this introduction that I have to very slowly stop smiling, because while I do appreciate you being here, the subject matter is really heavy today. And I would be remiss if I didn't warn my viewers that today has been difficult and is only expected to get more difficult as the witnesses continue to share their personal experience, what happened during a fateful night in January, when a woman who was completely screwed by the American healthcare system, specifically in Massachusetts, tried to seek help for debilitating postpartum depression. She had a beautiful 8-month-old child, as well as a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. And she had tried so many things. She had spoken to so many people. She had asked for so much help. She had countless amounts of pharmaceuticals thrown at her, which I am not demonizing pharmaceuticals. I am an avid believer of skills and pills. Like, that's my motto in therapy. Like, you do you, boo-boo. I think what happened in Lindsay's case was horribly irresponsible. And it is unfortunately shining an extremely bright light on a problem that's been happening for years and no one's been paying attention. And it took a mom going literally insane. Definition, Webster's, look it up. She went for real insane. She unalived. YouTube doesn't like me using real words. I apologize. She unalived her 3 children and then tried to unalive herself. In that process, she paralyzed herself, and now she is sitting in this trial, listening to the worst moment of anyone's life who knows her life, her husband's life, ex-husband, parents, friends. I mean, there's no doubt this was an event that had ripple effects throughout the family, throughout the friends, throughout the state, throughout the country. In this trial, what we are witnessing right now, I am telling you guys, this is setting precedent. This is going to be case law that is referred to in future trials. This is tragic. Tragic at a degree I've never experienced. And I have seen nothing but love and compassion and maturity and people being vulnerable and talking about their experiences here in this chat. This chat has affirmed that I am doing the right thing showing this. I know there are 400 different creators showing this trial. I feel comfortable doing this with you guys after what I've seen for the last 2 days, and I'm so thankful. Thank you guys. So it's day 2, the afternoon. We're expected to start at 2 p.m. I just saw you guys about an hour and a half ago, and I needed to take a break. And that's something I really want to hammer in on is I hope you know your limit, because this has already been difficult. I don't foresee like us being in the same like depressive I don't think it's going to be this bad next week. I think we are tackling the very, very difficult part first and foremost. And I think it needs to happen. But from what I understand, that entire courtroom was bawling. That entire courtroom was losing it. Lindsay was wheeled away, and people in the courtroom could audibly hear her wailing still, wherever she was being wheeled away to. It is also my understanding that this afternoon, her ex-husband, who has been her biggest supporter throughout all of this, and has asked the public to please forgive his wife. That was not the woman that he married. She was the best mom ever. She desperately sought help. She was turned away. And he's asked for people to be supportive and not attack her, not attack that family. They've been through enough. And as I said yesterday, I genuinely believe each and every day she is living in her own hell. She no longer has her children. She no longer has her freedom. She no longer has the ability to walk. She no longer has a husband. Did I say the husband part? Yeah, I think I did. And or a career. She is spending the rest of her life in some sort of penal purgatory is all I can think of. Like she's in her own hell. But we are here at court to decide whether, and by we, I mean the jurors, to decide whether she spends the rest of her life in an institution specifically made for people who have experienced, who have committed crimes due to mental health reasons, and as people my age would refer to as a mental institution, or whether she should just go to a bit of a nicer jail. And by nicer, there's no jail that's nice. It would just be a jail that could accommodate her needs, which it's the American prison system. I don't mean to be harping on America's systems. I really don't, y'all. But if we've learned anything, it's that there's overcrowding. There's nothing but drugs and debauchery and other crimes being committed in jail, in prison. You're not getting the mental health that you need if you are messed up. Like if you're really, respectfully, I can say that because I'm a little crazy. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I can't believe that we're here. And I'm even more upset. I spent like an hour writing notes on how I wanted to start the show, and that was not it. because I want to be more structured when I come on and not riff it. But I I felt like I had to just come out with it. With that being said, uh, you have the ability to help this channel help other people. How do you do that? If you are on your phone, double tap your screen. That gives this a like. Another way, just as equally as important, engage in the chat. That shows that this is a place where YouTube should recommend other people to come watch the trial. The reason why I feel confident telling people to watch at least a day with me is because I've made no attempt to hide my own personal struggle with depression and anxiety. Nothing to this extent. But I went through a point where I didn't want to be here, and by the grace of God, I went through ketamine treatment, and it saved my life. Now, happenstancingly, I am in ketamine treatment right now. It's for a different reason. It's for pain. I had heart surgery in May, and I am live streaming every single treatment. So if you are interested in seeing my final treatment number 6, that will be tomorrow at 10 a.m. here on this channel. I'm not going to lie, it's pretty much me sitting in a chair making faces with a blindfold, or not a blindfold, but like blinders on and big headphones. I like to be totally like sensory deprived. I don't want to know, I don't want to hear things, I don't want to see things. I want to focus on what I need to focus on, which happens. It's wild. And I've received so many people sharing their stories with me, asking me questions, people that live all over the country, and I didn't even realize they were paying attention. And I've received a lot of people thanking me. Yesterday, I got, you can go on my Twitter and see it. This guy who runs a ketamine clinic in Florida was like, this is so good to see a patient's perspective, because we're not seeing live streams of this. And people have questions, people want to know. You will see, I just, out the corner of my eye, I saw that Troll Steve is here, and he is the biggest fan of my ketamine treatment. He's there for every single one, and his commentary is laughable. So if not for the treatment, come for Steve. Troll Steve, my number one fan. All right. So if you feel like you are able to have differing opinions and not disparage others for it, if you feel like mental health is important, if you feel like there needs to be change in a very flawed healthcare system, I highly recommend that you stay for the rest of today's stream. And I'd love to see you for every day after that. It's just that tomorrow I'm going to be doing my treatment, and when I'm done with it, you'll see I can barely walk, let alone host a YouTube presentation. So we will be catching up on Friday, which is actually perfect because the jurors will not be in court on Friday. They are going on a field trip, completely unnecessary, absolute further waste of the government's resources and taxpayer money. The House has been completely switched around and looks nothing like it did when this awful tragedy took place. And the homeowners that live there now have repeatedly asked that this not be allowed. They're this just feels like some sort of like complete crapping on their civil liberties. I don't know. It just doesn't seem right to me that the government's like, well, we know that you're the homeowners, but we're going to come and bring a party of people with us anyways. Because apparently the pictures are not enough. Oh my God, I have a fan. Get out of here. Actually, don't. You can stay. I think I like you. I can use you. You can stay. It's a mole. All right. So, like, those kind of people, yeah. We'll see. We'll let them respond, and let me see what the chat's been saying. Sorry. I did get distracted by that. Hi, Willa. Welcome. It's good to see you. It's just been so emotional. It's been gross. Hello. And we will take the laughs and the ironic chuckles when we can get them, because God knows this is going to be a horrible 4 to 6 weeks if it's just all crying and horror. It is so sad. And you know what? I did write this down, guys. One thing that this has really made me reflect on personally is, and I'd like to hear from you guys on this, is there something I can do to protect my peace when, let me rephrase this. Is there a way that I can protect my peace while providing you with the coverage that I have very avidly explained I intend to do during the House of Horrors trial with the 16 children? Because watching a courtroom erupt in sobs was not, it was kind of the wake up that I needed to see to make me realize, like, wow, these poor people, those jurors. Can a juror, like, what happens if a juror like goes in a downward spiral from this? Like, oh well, thanks for your civic duty. Her doctors are nervous and they're being sued. So, don't know. I agree entirely. I don't know. What did I say? Said something about the ketamine treatment. Oh, I tried to watch, but for some reason it messes with me, the addiction part of me. That's good to know. That's really good to know. And you know what's ironic is that ketamine is being used for people with substance abuse issues. It's like a miracle drug for those in active addiction trying to get off of the substances that they're using. I don't know what you're referring to. Holy moly. That's so funny. That is so funny. Yeah. Oh, I used a big word. All right. Okay. As long as no one's dying in the chat, we're good. All right. So I took a few notes. So apparently during the 911 call, Patrick, a completely different Patrick, uh, was heard, and the absolute manic um, heartbreak that he exhibited, finding one child deceased and just wailing, and then finding the second child, and then the third. Uh, Even the reporter, the the photographer for Court TV and Law and Crime was sobbing. Like, he said everyone was just like a mess. It was no good. I'm trying to pull up the stream so we don't miss it. Sorry, guys. We still have a while. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We'll do it like this. We'll do it like this. Okay, guys. I'm glad that Steve caught it. If you were not watching, then you're probably like, what is she talking about? All right. So, Patrick's expressions and everything that he said on the phone, people even said that, like, Patrick was not even speaking English. Like, he was just in a whole different state, that unless you have experienced the most traumatic event your brain could possibly imagine, we'll never understand. I will never understand. And I almost feel like I do not know if this is even remotely true, but the way that he was describing what happened and not remembering certain parts and being able to remember the events before that. And I know my viewers in here will know what I'm talking about. It reminded me of the therapy that you can have done where you talk about your trauma and you press the button. Do you guys remember what that is called? I'm really blanking right now. Oh my God, why is technology so hard? It'll come to me. It's a lot like ketamine therapy. I have been able to utilize the ketamine therapy to help me process a very traumatic event that I went through in 22. So much so that when I had to go through a deposition for a lawsuit. And when I was asked by the defense attorneys about certain events, I was like, I don't remember. I can't recall. Because if you want to get rid of that trauma, there are therapies out there to help you do that. EMDR therapy is a great option for trauma, and almost every therapist offers that. What else? So it was interesting. I heard from one person at Court TV that they didn't think that Patrick would return today. And then Kathy, who's in the courtroom for Court TV and Law and Crime, she said he is. That is the person giving testimony for the remainder of today. So it is Patrick. God bless him. I hope he's okay. What else? If you haven't noticed already, there are two streams going on. We have one that is a horizontal stream. So if like you're on your computer, you're probably watching that stream. But sorry to do this to you guys. My viewers prefer the vertical stream for watching on phones. So if you are wanting to engage in the chat, which I think you should, the chat is life. It's these people sharing their stories. It's been absolutely, during one of the most difficult things I've heard. This is the hardest trial I've ever covered. I'm trying not to get choked up. I do too. You guys have made it bearable by sharing what you've gone through, what your family has gone through, your opinions. There aren't fights in the chat. This is not a dramatic chat. You guys have just been exceptional during a very difficult time. So this guy, I'm so appreciative in more ways than I think I could ever express. This was on my mind a lot, like whether or not I cover this, because everyone and their sister wants to cover this. And I was like, well, that can give me an opportunity to focus on another trial for people who don't want to talk about this really sad stuff. Like, this isn't easy. And after day one, I knew that I made the right call, because you guys have just shown me humanity exists during really evil times. But I'm so mad. I'm so mad about it. Like, why did this have to happen? If I can find the testimony that I've given as a lobbyist against the tri-fail, I will show you guys that testimony. It's something that has negatively impacted my life and a lot of people in chat. It's a broken system. Insurance companies should not dictate your treatment plans with you and your doctors. Like, how is this even being? How is this life? What? Who? Oh. But for real, I wonder if a DA has ever been sued for emotional distress from a juror. Okay, I covered all that stuff. What else? Oh, if you could just remember to double check that you are subscribed. We've gained over 30 subs today. You guys are killing it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't want people to suffer alone, you know? I felt very alone when I went through this. And yeah, me, I. Right now, yeah. Because I only know my lived experience. You guys have been teaching me so much. And I can finally stop focusing on what has worked for me and share other perspectives because you're sharing those with me. And so I really, really, really appreciate it. And I hope that you have gained some insight on this channel. I don't know whether it's the ketamine treatments, whether it's me having to pause my stream because I have to go to therapy because that happened today, or whether it's just connecting with someone in the chat. I mean, we have right now, I think our furthest viewer is in Scotland. So if you're watching and you feel comfortable, let us know where you're watching from. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. And one thing that I did want to mention, I mentioned it this morning, but if you didn't catch it, Rose, I know Rose didn't hear it. I am officially a part of the media for the Spencer and Monique murder trial. Well, the person on trial is Michael McKee. That was Monique's ex-husband. And we'll talk about that when we're not in the middle of this. But I will be on scene reporting and asking questions that you want asked that mainstream media doesn't have the cojones to ask. I'm really excited to ask both sides of the legal teams. Like Diane is a beast of a defense attorney. And what I found out that Michael McKee was doing without Monique and Spencer knowing, it's dark. It's dark. So that has definitely gotten national attention because he was a dentist and she was married to this guy several years ago and she hadn't heard from him. So it was like bizarre when the public found out that it was her ex-husband. Like, what are you talking about? Spencer and Monique have been married for years. Super weird. Oh my God, look at this fucking loser. Sorry, language. I actually I never curse. That's my husband. He never, ever is in here. Weird. What did I do? Am I in trouble? Lake Charles, Louisiana. You know, I watched a season of 90 Day Fiance, and a guy was from there. Yeah, I know it's all I can go off of, but at the same time, like, it gets exhausting listening to someone like I, me, you know? Sometimes I think like I would love to have a co-host who could help me fill in the dead air because God knows there's a lot of dead air. But I'm a one man show woman. Oh. Missouri. You know I have questions. Just go eat KFC, Steve. What are we doing? Your Honor, you had two hours. What are you doing? Good afternoon, Angela. For those of you looking at the chat right now, Angela, her name is in green. Why? Because she is a supporter of this channel. She helps drive this channel. So if you are interested in showing your support in a way other than liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, that's very, very helpful. I'm really trying not to push that while court is going on. I think there's a time and a place for that. So I don't mind if like my mods talk about it, but I'm not trying to get the appearance of making money off of one of the most horrific things that I've ever seen. So you don't think so? I know that she didn't take like more than 7 Zoloft's. I don't know who this person thinks he is coming in my chat demanding things. There's the Frenchie. I was thankful for a little bit of time to regroup, though. I definitely stalked other creators to see what was going on in that courtroom. And apparently the correspondent for Surviving the Survivor got like, he literally got taken out of the courthouse. They were like, don't come back. Like and subscribe. What else? What else? So yeah, just as a reminder, tomorrow will be the ketamine stream, which will go from like 10 a.m. to 11. No, it'll probably be like 9:30 to 11. And then Friday, we will be catching up because we will have missed one day in court. But as you guys saw yesterday, we were able to zoom through all of the breaks and the lunch, and it was really nice. We didn't have these awkward pauses. Oh my God, look at it. I'm so happy that you were able to come to one of my trial things. Welcome. Thank you for all of your support. I've seen it in the ketamine streams. It's been really nice. You know what, Cray? We've had a lot of people in this chat say the exact same thing. And I've had some people say like, it changed my life. It helped me so much. And then I've had other people say like, it made it worse. I think Sydney, she's also a member. She was talking about how Zoloft like really made things worse. It's bizarre how certain medications will just amplify the issues. Speaking of which, Frank, please go to Walgreens on the way home. I got a text message from them. Thank you. What other questions do you have? We are moving back. And whenever I do that, I always thank Maybe. Thank you, Maybe, for my chair. Watch her show up and be like, you're welcome. She sometimes hides in lurks in the chat. Are you having a stroke at work? What are you doing? I mean, even Troll Steve knows that you never come in here. That's funny. Okay, I do have, if they aren't going to start this, I was going to wait for a break to show you this, but my Lord. Hold on. Move tabs. Oops. Oh, because Frank was here. Thank you so much, Troll Steve. And if you were unaware, Troll Steve earned that nickname. He made things very difficult for a while. Oh my God. I couldn't agree more. I didn't know that that was a thing. And during my stream of day one, I had that brought up, and it kind of blew my mind. And I didn't know it was like an accessible test. Oh, wait, did you bring it up on Monday? Someone brought it up, and I was just wild. Okay, we're losing people. People want to see the trial. Let's show you guys what I have. Found it on the internet, so it has to be true. All right. So if you're able to zoom in, I don't think I can for you. How many times did Lindsay Clancy try to get mental health help? Based on court records, testimony, lawsuits, Lindsay Clancy sought help from multiple mental health providers, was evaluated, hospitalized, and had numerous medication changes. And before we move forward, okay. I just wanted to make sure I had the sound on so I hear when trial comes back. It says the answer is she sought mental health help repeatedly, many times over approximately 4 months. Here we are, finally. I'll show this during break. Remove, add to stage.
And Council, could I just see you in regards to the scheduling this afternoon?
Judge, you're killing me. You are literally, oh, I said the K word. Dang it. This is gross. This is gross. Really? Sign me up. I love that. How do I share your channel? And for those of you who are joining us or leaving us, I don't know, or watching on replay, if you do hear snoring, and it's really bothersome, please let me know. I have a French bulldog. I can move her on the other side of the bed. She's really quite loud. So, I mean, 13, I know you guys aren't looking at the graphic anymore, and we will go over it together, but over 30 prescriptions were written for her, and she tried 13 medications. And poor Patrick was asked today, like, was there ever a time in which you felt like leaving your children with her would be unsafe or they were in danger? I feel like his heart dropped. We've seen that a lot around the internet. We've seen a lot of people say that. And that must be a very difficult burden to live with. I literally pray for that guy. And how long? Because some take time. Oh my God. Time takes time. Medication takes time to get used to. Like a lot of meds, especially mental health meds, mine, they said 2 to 3 months, you'll see some relief. And I looked at the doctor and was like, that is not, now. I was not okay with that. Oh, thank you so much for bringing it up because I didn't mention this earlier. He divorced her in 2023, and he already has a new wife and a family, but he has remained steadfast in his support of Lindsay. Okay, here we go.
Mr. Clancy, you do appreciate you're still on your own.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Please have a seat. Yeah.
I'm changing microphones. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know in the chat. Or if it's like, let me know if you hear me better when I use my microphone. Okay, great. It's always in the way. Like, even then. Yeah, okay. We're good. I can't imagine having 3-year-old twins. How fun, though. You guys are so great. Thank you. Yeah, we had a lot of people in here earlier.
Court, all rise.
And I want
Jurors entering.
probably with her grandson. Oh, Rose, look.
This court's now in session. Please be seated.
Your Honor, for the purpose of the record, we return back to the trial of Commonwealth versus Lindsay Clancy. All parties are present, including the defendant and including the 18 jurors.
All right. Well, members of the jury, thank you for your patience with us. What we're now going to do at this point is we're going to return to the evidence. We have witness Patrick Clancy, who testified earlier, is now being recalled, as I said, for the purpose of cross-examination. Okay. All right, counsel.
Judge. Afternoon, Mr. Clancy. You and I have certainly met before, correct?
Correct.
Would you agree with me that I went with you and your brothers, maybe some other people, into your home very shortly after the state police finished with searching and removing what they felt was evidence from the home?
Yes.
And you recall that went into different rooms and looked at different things, and I think I took some photographs and things of that nature. You remember that?
Yeah.
So, if I may, you met Lindsay back when she was in school, or was she working as a nurse?
She was at the MGH Institute.
And the MGH Institute is like Mass General Hospital nursing program, correct?
Correct.
She had some kind of like an accelerated course or something,
Yeah.
had double major.
Yeah.
Was a very good student.
She was. Yeah.
And she, at a relatively young age, got her RN and was a nurse at Mass General, correct?
Correct.
And at Mass General, she was they call it L&D, a labor and delivery nurse, is that it?
Yeah.
Do you remember how many years she worked in Mass General?
I think she started in 2014.
Do you remember when she graduated from nursing school?
6 months earlier.
And were you guys in a relationship then?
We were. Yeah.
And had you started living together in Southie, or was that before that?
Not in Southie. We didn't live together in Southie. We lived together in Quincy.
Quincy. Tell us a little bit about, you know, Lindsay, obviously, better than most. How did she like being a nurse?
She loved it. I think it was her dream.
Would you say that she enjoyed her work and helping people?
Definitely. Yeah.
So there's been some commentary here from the government about that she was anxious because she had to go back to work, or she didn't want to go to work, she's lazy, or whatever the case may be.
Objection.
This is sustained, if you could rephrase that.
All right, so I'll strike lazy then. That she didn't want to go back to work, but I believe you said in answer to the DA, there was a reason that you could see that she was anxious about going back to work, correct?
She didn't want to leave her baby.
Was she anxious about going back to work, to your knowledge, because she just didn't want to work?
No.
What was the reason?
She struggled to be away from our kids at a young age.
So when you guys ultimately moved to Duxbury, did you have children then?
Yeah.
And as the years went by, you obviously had more children. Ultimately, you got 3 children, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
You told us about her birth with Cora, and
Yeah.
Cora, it was a bit of a rough birth. Is that right?
Yeah. She didn't have time to get an epidural, and she bled a lot.
Do you, in the years that you lived with Lindsay as boyfriend and girlfriend, fiancés, and then ultimately husband and wife, do you recognize her handwriting?
I haven't seen it in a long time, but
Sub up.
so I'm not sure.
Okay. While council's looking at that, is it your understanding, would she take notes or lists and
Yeah.
for work and home and things of that nature?
You would. Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm going to approach you, sir, with this document and just ask if you can recognize, the handwriting.
Yeah.
I
that
think
looks
he
like
has
her
nice
handwriting.
hair.
Looks like Lindsay's handwriting?
Yep.
So I'm going to run the after this.
Any objection?
Yes.
All right, if I could see counsel.
This is idiotic. I mean, defense went the entire morning and first day with making a total of 1 objection, and that was when Patrick was asked to identify his ex-wife, sorry. And you know, we saw that in the Hawaii case. The doctor that wanted to, or tried, allegedly proven to throw his wife off the side of the mountain in Hawaii. P.S. If you guys do follow predator poachers, they are on their way to Hawaii today. What in the world?
Can you see that, Mr. Clancy?
Yeah.
Pull it away a little bit. Looking at this, what does it appear to be to you, if you know? Does it appear to be notes of deliveries that she was involved with?
Yeah.
You see the first one, what's the date, if you could read it? I can't.
It says May 11th, 2015.
And
Well, hello.
does that indicate, would that, to your knowledge, be around when she started working as a labor delivery nurse?
I thought she started a little early, but I'm not sure.
You see the name of the little girl that was born on that date that was her first delivery?
Yeah,
What's the name?
it's Cora.
And is that the reason you guys named Cora?
It was, yeah.
Can you tell the jurors, as a husband living with Lindsay over the years, what kind of a mother was she?
She was very dedicated. She did everything. She started reading them books at 3 months. And she made up songs for them. I remember she used to make green eggs and ham for Cora because she liked
Thank
that
you,
book.
Dina.
Is that one of the Dr. Seuss books?
Yeah. She brought them to music classes.
You're quite the musician yourself, isn't that right?
I play a few instruments, yeah.
You play
Wow.
guitar?
Yep.
Guitar.
In your home, one of the things that appears to be striking is that almost every room, other than maybe a bed, well, actually a bedroom, but was dedicated to children. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Like you didn't have a fancy dining room, right?
We did not, no.
What did you have in the dining room?
We had the table that I grew up with.
How
Oh.
about stuff on the wall in the different rooms? Did she put things, wall hangings on the
Oh,
walls? For the kids?
okay,
There was a
Sebastian.
lot of art projects, stickers, things like that.
And were they hanging from the wall?
Yeah.
One of the photographs that the government had.
What are we doing?
Photograph that, excuse me, you can identify first. Is this photograph a fair and accurate depiction of one of your rooms?
Yeah.
And what room would that be?
That's the playroom.
Right off of this room?
Any objections?
No.
All right, that may be admitted.
All right. I'm going to say something. First of all, very sharp looking suit he has on today. Second of all, this is important. He is showing photographs of what the rooms looked like at the time of the incident because the jury is going to the home on Friday, and we have been told the home is nothing like it was when this happened. So this, I think, is more appropriate than taking a bus full of jurors on a field trip, but what do I know?
Thank you.
If I may put
So many
58
times.
up so the jurors and the owner can see it. There's some kind of like, looks as though it's boxed out window. So are we standing in the kitchen looking into that room through that boxed out window?
Yeah.
And all those objects, obviously, that are in that room would be kids' toys and things of that nature, right?
Right.
Do you recognize this photograph as being just a sample or sampling of the kids' rooms?
Yeah.
You know which room it was?
I think it was Dawson's.
Okay, right off of this.
Any objection?
No.
All right, that may be admitted. All right, thank you.
Actually, Rob, I'm going to text you. I'm going to send this to you. I need Kaylee's phone number as well.
This one here has a bunch of stickers. It's got Bruce Lightyear or whatever his name is over to the right. It's got alphabet, A, B, C, D, things of that nature, correct?
It's Paw Patrol.
Okay. And again, following through on that same theme, you recognize this photograph as well being another portion of that wall?
Yeah.
And what are those, decals?
Yeah, they're just big stickers.
Okay. In the interest of time, Your Honor, I would just say, you also identify this as being one of the kids' walls. Would that be what you were telling us would be art projects,
Yeah,
and they were hanging on the wall?
correct.
Who hung them on the wall?
I think Lindsay did.
And would she also take hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pictures of the kids?
Yeah.
Do you recall her putting together a little collage saying newborn, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and then hanging that on the wall?
Yeah, she did it for each kid.
Which child was that?
That one's Dawson.
Dawson. Did you have occasion to see her interact with Dawson as a...
Greg, did you wish to introduce those photographs?
Thank you, I appreciate it. You saw it?
Okay, thank you.
Can you describe for the jurors her relationship with Dawson? I know he was a little kid, but I mean, did she, to your observation, did she love Dawson?
She loved Dawson very much.
Did she resent him?
No.
Was that the middle baby?
You are familiar with, as her husband,
No.
Lindsay's, let's say, use of social media such as Facebook, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us, would you look at her Facebook a lot and the pictures that she would post?
To be honest, no, not really.
Are you able to identify any of her postings on Facebook?
Probably.
Yeah,
Representative, over the years, or the period of time, I'm going to ask if you can identify this particular Facebook.
Your Honor, if we may approach briefly.
Sure.
okay. All right. Since apparently we're just doing court at sidebar today, I'll go ahead and address this now. She had a horrific 2 births. The first baby and the second baby. The second baby was breech. The first baby, just a lot of tearing, a lot of bruising, and then the breech situation happened. A lot of the same. And then third baby, like smooth sailing. Patrick said that he and Lindsay were all smiles when he came out, and they were just relieved that it went so well. But the first 2, and it was after the second baby that she began to notice the symptoms of postpartum. And after she had the third baby, she would say comments to Patrick like, I really don't want to go back to work. I don't think it's right to be separated from my baby this young. I want to be with him. And he had been saving money, putting money away so that, they could potentially do this. It's just, I mean, I know a lot of women who have put their careers on hold. It does surprise me, but I'm a non-mom, remember, so keep that in mind. It does surprise me when I see someone who's like a doctor and they decide like, I'm going to stop being a doctor. And I'm like, you spent all that money, or a lawyer, to have this degree and this education and this business, and it always surprises me, but never have I seen it negatively impact a family. People who are able to have their moms at home are very blessed. I grew up with a nanny. High clouds. I grew up with a nanny, and I had a great childhood. My parents were both working nonstop. Yes, she has. Well, I mean, she was in the hospital for a very long time. She went head first out the window. So she created what is called a Jefferson break of like her spine. It's what happened to Superman, Lacey, Jane. I don't know. The whole Frank in the chat thing kind of threw me off today. That is pretty true. That is pretty true. Yeah. Yeah. Um, one of my best friends just had a baby and they're keeping it. They don't want the internet to know for very valid reasons. And they don't think that she's going to want to go back to work. So, yeah, apparently what we heard this morning is that Patrick did speak with Lindsay shortly after this happened. And Lindsay, during the phone call, said, talked about herself and talked about she was under psychosis and she didn't bring up the kids. And people are like, well, why didn't she bring up the kids? I mean, guys, am I the heartless one here? Like, I think they knew what that situation was. That she had unalived those poor babies. Yeah, I wouldn't want to think about it either. Tell me if I'm the monster here, though. Please don't call me a monster. I've done such a good job telling you guys to talk like adults and not be the drama. Christopher Reeves, yes. On Cloud is my new favorite millennial. And they had a nanny that was like working out perfectly for them. I'm gonna give my own crappy opinion before I let Mr. Reddington continue. I personally think that the nanny was working out and Patrick wanted to save money and was like, well, if you're going to be home, we're going to get rid of the nanny. And the nanny was doing like laundry and meal prep and babysitting. And I I don't think that was the right move, seeing how much turmoil Lindsay was going through. Why make the environment more unstable, right? Also, can we address the fact that Kevin Reddington is like so good for being such a older gentleman? Because I know a lot of us looked at him and we thought this was the normal Massachusetts, like crazy shenanigans.
Mr. Clancy, and if I ask a question and it's difficult, or if you need a break, I'm sure that, Ms. Motors will certainly give you a break.
Yep.
Right? Push too hard, just let me know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Appreciate it.
Okay, so again, just representative of the Facebook postings that Lindsay would post as the mother of your children. This, for example, would be July of of 2018.
Yep.
Can you tell the jurors who that would be?
That's Cora.
Moving forward, say June of 2021. Can you tell us who that?
It's Cora and Dawson.
Again, the end of July 2021.
Oh, look at Cora.
That's with Cora and Dawson.
August 2021.
Oh, look at that body. Look at those big
End of
cheeks.
August 2021.
It's Cora and Dawson.
August again of 21.
It's Cora and Dawson.
Number 1 of 21.
It's Cora and Dawson.
Is that first day of preschool?
Yeah.
September of 21.
That's Lindsay and Cora.
And was that some kind of like a family fun day, if you recall, where there was like lots of things for kids to get in?
Yeah.
The end of September 21.
Thank you for being a member for 4 months, Rose.
Callan,
No, that's Dawson.
Dawson, okay, September 21. Callan was born when? Sorry.
May 2022.
Okay. And Christmas Eve, December 24th of 2021.
That's Cora's birthday.
Okay. And that's
I know,
birthday
this is
that
getting-
year.
Yeah.
Now, that's 2021, right?
Correct.
Fast forward 1 year, and that would be December, Christmas of 2022, right?
Right.
And was that when you guys had the birthday party for Cora at the trampolines?
No,
When was that?
I believe it was January 7th.
Okay, but that would have been for that particular birthday, right?
That was for the birthday with friends because most people weren't available on Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve, right?
Yep.
And then down. Again, September 1st of 22. Remember when that was taken?
Yeah, that's with Callan and Dawson.
Was that your yard?
That's in the backyard.
Backyard. Okay. This would have been September of 22, obviously right before 23, right?
Right.
And again, for this one here, July of 22, can you tell the jurors, you guys had a pretty good summer that year?
It was a good summer. Yeah, that was on Cape Cod.
This picture was on Cape Cod.
Yep.
Couple of points that I wanted to raise, sir, with you. We have an email sent from your, is it Surface Pro? Is that what it's called?
That was my laptop.
Laptop?
Yeah.
I'm going to approach you, sir, and ask if you can identify this as being the email that you sent.
Yeah.
Okay. Right off of that, Your Honor.
The objection.
I'd just like to know the purpose of.
Purpose? I'll
Yes.
tell you the purpose.
No.
Curbside.
Yeah.
Purpose? You want to know the purpose? I'll give you the purpose. I was just typing, and this was perfect, so I could just say it instead. They had that break planned for today. If you recall, this morning the judge was like, We are going to have a bit of a choppy day, and it'll probably end around 3 or 4 o'clock, but there's going to be a break. I wonder if he had court for another issue that he had to attend to, because otherwise it just doesn't make sense. It wasn't because of what happened in court this morning. They had said first thing when the jurors arrived this morning
Okay, thank you.
about
That may be
the
admitted.
break. It's weird. She wasn't wearing glasses before.
Let me just move on to something else. Do you recall yesterday the district attorney was asking you a question or stated to you that on December 2nd of 2022, that you and your wife went to a fancy hotel in Boston and she had a massage and you both had a big dinner? Do you recall her asking you that question?
Yeah.
And in fact, would you agree, sir, that you did not, in fact, go to a fancy hotel on December 2nd of 22, being a Saturday night before your anniversary, the 3rd? You stayed at home, didn't you?
We did. We stayed at home.
And when you were asked that question by the DA, she wanted the inference to be that Lindsay Clancy in December of 22 was so relaxed that she wanted to have a massage and have a big dinner in a hotel. In fact, she was in her bedroom that night, wasn't she?
Objection.
Sustained. If you could rephrase that.
I'm approaching you with what appears to be from
What is going on outside?
one of the photographs that the district attorney had showed you yesterday with her in a mask, and I believe the Dachshund in a mask. And then,
Oh, it's a selfie.
now that photograph, sir, was actually preserved, if you will, on the Laptop Pro computer. Isn't that right? Did she send that to you?
She sent it to my computer.
Okay.
I don't know.
And where was she? Do you remember when that picture was taken? Let me
I
just show you.
didn't see it.
Yeah. That's what the photograph was.
It looks like they're at the doctor.
At the doctor's office. Okay. And can you tell me the date that picture, right-hand corner top, what date was that picture taken? Sent to your computer?
It's December 2nd.
Same date that we're talking about, correct? And what
Correct.
time was the picture sent?
12:45 p.m.
Okay. So the jury. So when you're dealing with these things on the computers, it's a little hard sometimes
Had.
to understand what they're depicting, and I'm having a hard time moving it. There it is. All right. Right there, you see that there? That's the date that we're talking about, right?
Right. Just to clarify, though, it looks like that was on an iPhone.
Oh, I'm sorry, iPhone. Okay, it was sent to you, though.
Correct.
And it was on December 2nd, the date that the DA was suggesting you were in Boston having massages and dinner, right?
Objection. That was December 3rd.
Oh my God, shut up.
It's a jury's memory thing.
Yeah, if you can answer that.
Do you recall, sir, that she also had sent you the same day, or taken a picture of what appears to be Cora's Christmas list, wish list?
Oh,
Yeah.
a unicorn wallet.
And if you look at the record on that, that was sent read that.
It's December 2nd
the
at
same day.
6:13 p.m.
6:13 PM. And then finally, if you look at the metadata that is apparently buried in the photograph, it gives latitude and longitude
God bless
when the
him.
photograph was taken. Is that right? You're familiar with metadata, I would imagine.
Oh my God, he works in tech. Come on, Kev. I'm glad Will is laughing, finding something
Yeah,
humorous.
that's our address.
Hearing him
And
talk
that
about
would be the
metadata.
With the latitude and the longitude, and shows you where these photos were taken, correct?
Correct.
Enough of these, Ron?
So I think we had Exhibit 76. They're making a copy of that. Do you want to mark that? I don't know if we marked that yet. That was the earlier one, just so everybody can keep this straight. And this latest email would be Exhibit
This poor
77.
guy.
That would be the letter, the email? Yeah, the email right here.
You know what?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Now, sir, Exhibit 76 is an email from you
Oh,
to, we will, going to delete the people that are on the email, if I may, Your Honor, as we mark it as an exhibit.
Yana.
Let me approach you. Does it indicate the date and the time at the very top? You sent that email to your staff members.
It does. Yep.
Tell the jurors what the date was.
It's January 24th at 5:24.
And that was sent from your Surface Pro.
I don't know, actually. It could have been sent from my iPhone.
That would be Exhibit 76.
Now, when was Callan born?
May 26, 2022.
My memory serves that it was a good birth. It was not easy birth, but I mean, there were no complications.
There were no complications.
And were both of you very happy with Callan being born healthy? And
Yeah, we felt very lucky.
and then in that summer of 22, you had one of the best summers that you've had, right?
Yeah.
What happened in September, October of 2022?
Lindsay's mental health started to deteriorate.
And when you say that, sir, what is it that you, as her husband, observed?
Just increased stress and anxiety.
And did she, as a result of that, go to see or reach out for help to see someone?
Yes.
And who was that?
I believe it was Jennifer Tufts.
Now, Jennifer Tufts is a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
And where is she located?
ooh, he
I never
doesn't
went
like
to
her.
office. Somewhere on the South Shore.
Did you see
Do
the
you
way
remember when Lindsay went to see Jennifer Tufts?
Patrick talks about this
I
lady?
don't remember the exact date. I think it was sometime in September. I wasn't really involved at the beginning of Jennifer Tufts.
Of course. Do you recall that the difficulties or the trouble, so to speak, began towards the end of September into October of 22?
Yeah, it was pretty gradual.
Okay. But do you remember when the DA asked you yesterday whether or not you used your computer to Google suicide in, I think it was August of 22? Do you remember her asking you that question?
Yes.
And do you remember your response?
No.
For
Honestly.
what?
You didn't Google that, did you?
I don't think I did. No.
No. But I'm going to show you, sir, a web history of your computer have in mind that the question was asked of you as to whether or not in August of 22, you Googled suicide, you responded no, right?
Correct.
The inference being, I guess, that back in August of 22, she would have Googled it, apparently, right?
Sure.
You know a guy named Tim Hall?
I think you mean Tom Hall.
Yeah, Tom Hall, I apologize. Tom Hall.
He's a musical artist,
He's a what artist?
like a country artist.
Country. Is he like a guitar playing guy or singer?
Yeah, was.
When you say was, what happened to him?
He committed suicide.
And I'm going to show you, sir, your Surface Pro records back in August of 22. You recall Googling the name Tom Hall so you could access one of his new albums or new records.
I do remember briefly listening to Tom Hall's music.
Now, you've never seen, you haven't seen this document before, correct?
Correct.
All right, and this would be, I'm sure you're probably familiar with it. When you get a phone dump or a computer records dump, you get a printout of all of the sites that somebody would go on, Google, Wikipedia, things like that.
Right.
If you can look to the right.
Yep.
Down a little bit, you see, I think it says Tom Hall.
Yeah.
What does it say on Tom Hall?
It says his Wikipedia page.
You see here?
Tom Hall is about to be trending on Twitter.
Here, we've got so that shows you when somebody Googles, and then it goes Wikipedia. And you see where up above it says suicide methods?
Yeah.
Now, you didn't, as you said to the DA, you didn't Google suicide methods, right?
I didn't Google suicide methods now.
But in fact, sir, when you Googled Tom Hall, it took you to the Wikipedia page and it said that he died, right?
He did, yeah.
And then you clicked on the Wikipedia page and it went into a hyperlink. You know what a hyperlink is? I imagine you
Yeah.
do. Hyperlink.
Yeah.
What is a hyperlink? Just so I know.
So like in Wikipedia, it would be a word that's highlighted in blue and it goes to a website.
Okay. So if I suggest to you, sir, that as you move down on your searches that afternoon, that you were looking at Tom Hall, that it brought you to ways to commit suicide, Tom Hall, Google search again, Tom Hall, all on that date at the same time. And you were just looking to see about the guy because he killed himself, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Cut off of this.
Any objection?
Can I just see the packet?
Again, Your Honor, I got that discovery from the DA, so it's.
Well, it's an email from his
We'll just
expert, not us.
just take a look at it and we'll kind of go from there. Hold on a second.
I love this judge. He's like, no nonsense in my courtroom, counselors. I can't believe the fit she threw in court.
Well, she's
last
looking at that. I just asked her, what is a URL? What does that mean?
Hold on a second. Just,
Right.
wait till she gets a chance to finish.
Yes, I would object.
If I can see, counsel.
Yeah, like this is all because he Googled a guy who died. Some days courts is like, it's like riveting and it makes you patriotic to think like we have this system and it's worked for so many years. How blessed are we to live in this country? And then some days of court, you're just like, what in the world? I really had to tame myself there. are we doing here? What in the world? This is egregious. This man Googled a deceased musician, and we are going to this length to prove that it wasn't Lindsay. I mean, yeah, this is reaching if I've ever seen one. Oh, did Dina not hear me? Can you guys not hear me? Oh my God, are you guys playing a joke on me? Can you guys not hear me?
So while that's being marked Exhibit E for ID, basically, that would at least refresh your memory, sir, that in fact, inadvertently, that you touched the Wikipedia thing for suicide, but it was for Tom Hall, the singer, right?
Sounds like that was the case.
Okay. Do you recall what medication Lindsay was put on by Dr. Tufts?
She started with Zoloft.
Now, counsel had asked you about whether or not Lindsay was on Zoloft or any SSRI antidepressant medication in the past. Do you remember that question?
Yeah.
Do you remember her asking about that you were having a conversation with her and she said that she was going on Zoloft and that she had already been to Tufts, or was it Tufts that she got the script from?
Correct.
Okay. She told you that, right?
Yeah.
She didn't hide that from you, right?
No.
And it was, you were at a wedding, is that right? You were walking down the street, the two of you together, like at the end of the night. She basically told you that she had to use the meds.
It was earlier in the day. It was before the wedding, but yeah.
Okay. And do you recall how, to your observation, how dedicated was she to taking her medications as instructed by the numerous doctors that she ultimately saw?
She always took them as instructed.
Oh,
Do you remember, did she in fact have a diary
look at this ex-husband coming to stick up for his ex-wife. This man.
that she kept of the milligrams, the type of medication, the date that she took the medication, and what, if any, reactions that she had to it? Do you recall that?
Yeah.
And do you remember where that was kept? Did she keep it in any particular place?
I think she kept it in the kitchen.
In the kitchen. So I'm going to show you a photograph that
What's her face said, BRB, my headphones just died. And literally, it was like my headphones died that exact moment. Sorry. Here we are.
the state police took in your house. Is this a fair and accurate depiction of your kitchen?
Yeah.
You're right, John. You're right.
So that kind of shows a bunch of books that are in like a cabinet or something, right?
Right.
I'm going to show you this enlarged spine, if you will, of a book. I ask if you ever saw that before.
I don't
Troll.
recall seeing this.
Would you agree, sir, that this book is in fact the same book, the same coloring that was in the bunch of books in your kitchen?
Yeah.
How old was she when this happened?
In this book, you see what the caption of the book is.
Yeah, it says good moms have scary thoughts.
Oh,
And I'm going to approach you with this document, sir, which would be a number of pages from the book, the cover of the book, and the inside of the book. Just, you've never seen that before, though?
Don't recall seeing this.
So with that understanding, Your Honor, I will not offer this at this time.
Hold on, Counsel, come up. If you could, Mr. Reddick, if you could show
not.
what it is that you've
I'm
done.
sorry, you said you're not offering it?
Well, I don't know what the foundation is.
Okay.
All right. Any objection?
No.
Okay.
So can I put it in?
Yes, that's
Oh,
fine.
okay, great, thank you.
No objection to him not offering it.
All right.
If
No,
I
I'm
could just
lost.
look at it,
Yeah.
there may
Why
not.
don't we do this? Why doesn't everybody come over here with that? We can kind of figure out where we go.
oh my God. For those of you who were in the chat last night, I don't know what made me think of this. The guy that called me crazy eyes earlier, if he had seen me last night detailing what happened during my nail appointment, I don't think he knows what crazy eyes look like until he sees that. All right. Yeah, I just said this. I really do feel this way. I think he needed to do what was most healthy for him, and in this case, what was most healthy was moving on with his life, um, starting a new family.
I would offer the book, well, a copy of the book.
No objection.
Okay, that may be admitted.
You can still love someone without being in love with them.
Who was the next doctor, if you recall, that Lindsay went to consult with?
Julie Paul.
And is this a doctor or a nurse practitioner?
I don't remember with Julie Paul. It was very brief.
Now, is it fair to say that Julie Paul was at South Shore?
Yeah,
Naval or-
correct.
And Julie Paul was a friend of your mother's, is that right?
Yeah, I think they were acquaintances. Yeah,
And your mother was a nurse also at South Shore Hospital.
in L&D. Yeah,
L&D Labor and Delivery, same thing. Okay. And your mother was good enough to refer Lindsay to this person to consult with, right?
yeah. I don't think it was a formal referral. I think she just said this is a specialist that you might want to talk with.
All right. And did she go to see the specialist?
Yeah.
And did you go with her, or was this a,
No, I never met
should
Julie
back
Paul.
myself up, were these like in-person meetings, or are they like, what do you call them, Zoom meetings? And
Most of the meetings were Zoom. The only in-person that I'm aware of was with Rebecca Gelata.
Rebecca Gelata? Okay, and that was because you insisted on it, right?
I thought it was warranted at that time. Yeah.
Right, because you were pretty much at your wit's end with the 15-minute
Me?
Zooms, and you wanted to sit down eyeball to eyeball and talk to this person, right?
Me?
I hadn't attended any prior to that. I just wanted to get clarification. I wanted to see if we could get on the same page.
All right. So now Lindsay's on Zoloft from Dr. Tufts, the psychiatrist, correct?
Correct.
And then that runs into when you guys, she goes to see Nurse Paul.
Can you clarify?
What was it?
Can you clarify what you're asking?
Yeah, what month? When was it that she saw Nurse Paul?
Maybe October, but I'm not sure.
Okay. When she saw Nurse Paul, do you remember where she saw Nurse Paul, or was it a video thing?
I don't know. I wasn't involved.
Okay. Did Nurse Paul prescribe medication to her?
A lot if he knows.
I don't know off the top of my head.
All right. Do you recall whether or not, to your opinion, that she had any reactions to the Zoloft that she had been placed on by Dr. Tufts?
I don't know any observations that were made.
Right, so it's not guesswork, it's observations, anything you saw and observed.
Yeah, it seemed to align with her insomnia symptoms.
Now, the insomnia, inability to sleep, was that a significant problem from your observations with her?
Yeah, it was a huge problem.
And when you say huge problem, was there one point when she was on medication from Tufts that in fact she had gone 48 hours, I think, without sleep?
Yeah.
And that was disturbing to her?
Yeah, and it was just hard to function.
And how about you? Was it disturbing to you?
I just wanted her to get sleep and feel better.
Now, during that period of time, she then went and saw the next doctor, a nurse practitioner, which we talked about, which would be nurse practitioner Paul at South Shore, right?
Right.
Now, after seeing nurse practitioner Paul, if you remember, or no, did you observe, did she seem to get better or did she seem to get worse?
It would be hard to say. I think it was a week at most. So it's really hard to say in that short a time frame.
Sure. And when you say a week at most, you mean that's like she was seeing nurse practitioner Paul for about a week?
Yeah, and I mean, she may have only seen her once. It was very brief, and then she got reassigned somewhere. So,
and the reason, if you know, that she got reassigned somewhere would be nurse practitioner Gelada, right?
right,
Same practice, right?
right,
And the reason was because Paul moved on to another job, right?
right.
So Lindsay wasn't out doctor hunting. She was referred by the nurse practitioner that was referred to you guys by your mom because Paul was leaving, right?
Yeah, she just switched doctors in the same practice.
All right. Now she sees Dr. Gelada, right?
Right.
Did Dr. Gelada, to your knowledge, put her on medication?
Yeah.
And what was the medication, if you know?
Mainly Seroquel and benzodiazepines, Ativan.
Now, benzodiazepines, they're addictive, right?
Apparently.
Allegedly.
I'll allow it.
And a benzo would be, for example, Ativan, correct?
Correct.
Now, Seroquel, she was placed on Seroquel as well. Is that correct?
Right.
And to your observation, again, you're not a doctor, what you saw of your wife, was she affected positively or negatively by the Seroquel that she was on?
It appeared that she was affected very negatively, and she was reporting that that she was getting worse on the Seroquel.
And do you know, did she report that to Dr. Gelada?
Yeah.
When she would consult with Dr. Gelada, prior to you actually going, do you know, were they all on video? If you know.
I believe, yeah, they were all on Zoom.
Okay. Do you have any opinion for the jury as to approximately how long these meetings on Zoom would be with the nurse practitioner?
Probably around 20 minutes.
Every day at this
At
time.
some point, do you recall that you went with Lindsay to see Dr. Gelada? Is that right?
Yes.
And do you remember, if you remember, when that was?
Early December.
In early December of 2022, can you tell the jury from your observations, how did Lindsay appear? How was she acting? How was she faring?
She was extremely sleep deprived and just highly anxious.
Was there a number of occasions that you would actually see her on the sofa, rocking back and forth with her head under a pillow?
Yeah.
Did you report that and other symptoms to Dr. Gelada?
Lindsay did.
So when was it, if you recall, that you went and saw Dr. Gelada with your wife, person to person?
When was it?
Yep.
Early December. I think it was December 6th.
And do you remember, you have a pretty good memory about this, do you remember what medication she was prescribed by Gelada?
Coming out of that meeting.
Yep.
Yeah, she increased the Seroquel significantly. And then she prescribed her Valium to help taper off of the benzos.
Taper off the benzos?
Yeah.
To your knowledge, did Lindsay go to doctors to seek out benzodiazepines or drugs just because she was a drug addict?
No, Lindsay, I think wanted to, she definitely didn't want to take any more benzodiazepines and definitely didn't want to take any more Seroquel. I think that it wasn't really a matter of trying to get off the medication. It was just trying to get on the right medication.
I'm sorry to pause. I'm not looking at the chat because I'm trying to give you guys my Discord link and I'm issues. So I will be checking the chat in a moment. Sorry.
Let's say mid-December, what observations, if any, heading up towards Christmas, did you guys endure?
She seemed to get worse. The Seroquel was increased to 400 milligrams.
400
Yeah. And,
by Dr. Gelada?
Yeah. And the idea behind that was it would help with sleep. But she didn't get better. She got worse.
Do you recall that at one point she went to a place called Women's and Infants
Yeah.
in Rhode Island?
Right.
Women and Infants Center for Women's Behavioral Health. Do you recall that?
Right.
Do you remember when she actually went to Women's Behavioral Health?
Sometime in mid-December. I don't know the exact date.
All right. So if I suggest to you, sir, that I have certified copies of the Women and Infants medical records indicating that on December 20th of 2022, that was the day that you dropped her off at Women. Does that refresh your memory?
Yeah.
Your Honor, I'd like to offer the certified copies of the Women and Infants hospital records.
I would object, we don't have a copy of those.
All right.
You don't have these?
Could I see everybody here?
Oh my God. I knew it. So I just put it in the chat and I just pinned it to the screen. If you are interested in joining my Discord, please click on that link. And just so you guys know, if you are a paid member of this channel, you get access to a members only server within my Discord. You also get all of your comments on the screen, and you get your own emojis and all the things and stuff. So thank you guys, and I hope that you're finding this helpful, and I hope that you're finding this as a support system and you're learning something. I've certainly learned a lot. Not only have I learned a lot, I'm just mad. This is why I became a lobbyist.
So, Mr. Clancy, do you remember that day, December 20th of 2022, that she
Yeah.
went to that place? How did she get there?
I drove her.
And do you remember dropping her off?
Yeah.
Do you remember what her state of mind was to go there? Was she scared? Was she happy? Was she?
I think she was scared.
Do you remember what you did that day?
I took Dawson skiing.
And where did you go skiing?
Wachusett.
At some point in the afternoon, did you receive a phone call?
Yeah.
Was it from Lindsay?
Yeah.
And as a result of the phone call, what did you do?
She said that you need to come pick me up, and the doctors here want to talk to you. Have you come in and talk for a
I'll
bit?
fix it.
Okay. Did you go and talk to him?
Yeah.
Do you remember who you talked to?
I don't remember their names.
Do you remember the conversation? Did you describe or indicate what her symptoms were at that point in December 20th of 2022?
Yeah, the conversation was they didn't.
Objection. Yes. Sustained at this time.
Did the people at Women's and Infants Facility in Rhode Island prescribe any medication to your knowledge?
I don't think so.
They provide any counseling or anything?
I think they tried to, but they felt that it wasn't the right fit for Lindsay.
Do you recall that in fact it was because of the drugs? They weren't sure what symptomology would be because of the drugs?
Objection.
Sustained.
Do you recall whether or not the people at Women and Infants in Rhode Island reached out to Dr. Gelada?
I don't think so.
Well, if he knows.
I don't think they did, no.
And was it one day or half a day that she went to Women and Infants in Rhode Island?
It was like half a day.
Half a day. So after you pick her up, you bring her home, it's now you and the kids and Lindsay, and it's days before Christmas, right?
Yeah, and her parents were there.
Why were her parents there?
They were visiting, trying to help out, and I took Dawson to Massachusetts, so they stayed home with Cora and Kellen.
Now,
That's good to know.
during that time frame in December
Sorry. What in the world?
22, maybe a little bit before, maybe after Thanksgiving, did your mom and dad and Lindsay's parents come to your house and try to help out with the kids?
Yeah, I think it was separately though.
Yeah, of course, it would be
Yeah.
separate. I mean, what would they do?
Just be there, help out, play with them, to get takeout, play Scrabble.
Did Lindsay's mother and father actually stay there and sleep in the basement for a
They did, yeah.
time? Were you aware personally, let me back up, you and Lindsay as husband and wife would in effect sleep in the same bedroom, is that correct?
Yeah.
There was an occasion though that she said to you about you go downstairs, and then I think she ended up downstairs.
Yeah, for the purposes of her getting better sleep.
And for her purposes of getting better sleep, were you aware that on one occasion she used a gummy, a sleep aid gummy? You know that?
I don't
Oh,
recall
man.
it, but we did have them in the house. so-
Okay. Now, to your knowledge, was Lindsay a person that liked to smoke the weed and use
The weed?
CBD's oils and all that stuff, or did she not imbibe in
I
that?
don't know. She didn't smoke.
I'm sorry,
So,
did he just say
You
smoking the
had
weed?
these gummies in the house, sleep aid, right?
I mean, some people might call them a sleep aid.
Okay. Heading into the holidays of 22, do you recall where you spent Christmas?
I think it was at our house. We celebrated Cora's birthday. And then I think we actually went down to Wallingford, Connecticut to be with her parents after.
Her parents?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Daddy.
And then heading into January of 23, who did she then see for doctors or nurse practitioners, if you know?
After she got back from McLean,
Yes.
she switched back to Jennifer Tufts.
Now, before she switches back to Tufts in January, on New Year's of 2022, 2023, you guys drive to Boston, go to MGH, and ultimately she turns herself into McLean Hospital, right?
Right.
Now, McLean Hospital is basically a locked ward facility, correct?
Correct.
Was she allowed to just wander around and leave the place whenever she wanted?
She couldn't leave, but
Couldn't leave.
inside she could go to different areas.
Can you tell the jury what her state of mind was as she went to McLean Hospital with her husband on New Year's 23 at that point?
She was scared. She didn't want to go, but I think it was the second time we went to the ER, and I said, "You have to go."
Now at McLean Hospital, I know you visited with her, is that correct?
Yeah.
District Attorney asked you yesterday about the excellent care that she was provided with all these counselors and therapists, and you indicated that it was your understanding that she was playing with clay and coloring, right?
Right.
Can you describe for the jury what McLean was like to you as a husband visiting his wife? In other words, were there doctors, were there nurses, were there people in the hallways?
What I saw was it looked like mainly nurses. It was the tail end of COVID, so they were mostly behind this plastic covered area. And it could have been just the time of day that I visited, but people were hanging around, watching TV, playing with clay.
Yes, they are,
Do
Matthew.
you know whether or not she saw a doctor psychiatrist ultimately from McLean Hospital?
I was not aware of that. The only one I was aware of it was the doctor on the second to last or final day.
And what was that, Dr. Goodhart?
Yeah,
And did you speak to Dr. Goodhart?
I ended up calling her.
Let's call
I wanted to see what her evaluation was, and so I gave her a call and we spoke, and she said, you know, she's clearly depressed.
Sustained.
Okay.
hearsay.
So you spoke to Dr. Goodhart.
Yeah.
Did Dr. Goodhart, to your knowledge, prescribe any medication?
I think she recommended medication, and then
How many medications did she recommend?
I don't know if she recommended multiple. I want to say it was Cymbalta, but she said, you know, check with your doctor and make a decision.
So when Lindsay left, it was because she wanted to leave one day early because of Cora's birthday. Is that right?
I didn't think it was. I don't think it was one day early. I think she had a 5-day stay, which at the time was my understanding was that was pretty standard. And yeah, she did want to attend Cora's birthday.
So there's no doubt, sir, in your mind that when she was discharged from McLean, that you got these, right? McLean?
Yes.
Yeah. That when she was discharged from McLean Hospital, it was not against medical advice. The doctors gave her ill health and let her go with you, right?
Right.
And off of the McLean records.
Any objection?
No.
All right, they may be admitted.
Now, you know, when you go to the hospital and you get out of the hospital, they give you a bag and you've got medications and a little card and it says, thank you for being here, stuff like that. Did you guys get anything from McLean at all?
I don't think so.
Did you get any recommendations other than the doctor suggesting that you might want to try Cymbalta? Did they give you a script?
I don't think so.
You know what Cymbalta was?
No.
You remember Dr. Goodhart telling Lindsay to Google it?
I'm so allergic to it.
I think that's accurate.
Yeah. In fact, she Googled hundreds of times.
Yeah.
Medication, right?
Yeah.
So when you guys go home, and now it's January, obviously, you had the party for Cora, correct?
Yeah.
You guys had friends over or friends that you guys knew?
Friends came to the party, which was at a place in Plymouth.
Would you agree with me that Lindsay had a number of friends from actually grammar school through high school through college that she stayed in touch with over the years?
Yeah.
And you as well?
Yep.
And they're good friends. Like you still would see them and you guys would do dinner and things of that nature, right?
Yeah.
Actually, one of your friends, I think it was one of your friends, it might have been one of her friends, actually named her in January or around that time frame to be godmother or take care of their child if anything bad happened to them and they were dead, right? Remember that?
He has a way with words.
My brain has been foggy for the last couple of years, but
I understand.
yeah.
Okay. In January, as time went by, do you recall that she would actually continue to take notes of her medications that she was taking, right?
That sounds like something Lindsay would do.
Kept a diary or a little log, right?
Yep.
I'm approaching you, sir, with this and asking if you can identify this.
Yes.
And when you say yes, and I'll put it on the little screen, what is it?
It's the dosage of medication that she took and how she's feeling.
So this is
Wow.
kind of like a little medical diary that she was keeping.
Yeah.
Good for
For
her.
example, here you see on that 5 milligrams Valium, 200 Seroquel, slept well, horrible thoughts in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And did she at some point, I think the DA had asked you, I'm going to offer this, Your Honor, if I may.
Any objection?
No.
All right, that may be admitted.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. That's like brilliant. That's someone who wants to get better.
There was an occasion
Period.
where she told you in the presence of her mother that she was having horrible thoughts, right?
Right.
And you told us about that yesterday. And it was quite an emotional thing for her to do that, right?
Right.
After that time frame, you continued on. You were working in the basement, right?
Yeah.
I shouldn't say basement. It was a finished place, right?
Finished basement. Yeah.
And that was where you worked on a regular basis. Is that right?
Yeah.
Would that be a 40-hour week or longer?
It varied, but yeah, roughly 40 hours.
And I know it was maybe COVID, tail end of COVID, but one of the other reasons that you did that was so you could be home and help out. Is that right?
Yeah, I worked from home since 2018.
Okay.
But yeah, I built an office down there.
So you were always there.
Yeah.
Not always, but you were down there when you would work.
When I wasn't traveling, yeah, I was there.
Okay. So when would you travel? Tell us about that.
I really didn't travel actually much during COVID, just towards the end and once in November
November of what year?
2022.
November of 2022.
But before that, I traveled extensively.
Let's look at November of 2022. November of 2022 is a month before she's telling you and her mother that she was having thoughts about hurting the children, right?
Right.
It's November of 2022, and you traveled. Where did you travel to?
New York.
And how long were you there, sir?
2 nights.
And who took care of the kids?
Lindsay.
Okay.
Sorry,
Lindsay took care of the kids.
Lindsay.
Lindsay, who's Lindsay?
So for 2 days, 2 nights, a month and a week or so before she killed the children, she was home with the kids for 2 days. Is that right?
Right.
Fair to say that you also had your friends that you would do brunch with on occasion, Sundays or weeknights or whenever, guys night type thing?
Yeah.
And you'd be out with your friends. If she wanted to kill the kids, she certainly could have done it at that time when you're out, right?
In theory.
Once again, away with words.
As opposed to sending you on a 3-minute trip to CVS and a 9-minute trip to a restaurant. You were away for 2 days in November and on a number of occasions for brunch as well as skiing, right? You're a pretty active guy.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to approach you, sir, and one of the books that was in the kitchen cabinet, I believe. You remember? If you ever saw this one.
I don't think so.
But is it fair to say, sir, that she had a number of books, about parenting and things like that? And this one here was pregnancy and postpartum anxiety workbook. Did she have workbooks that you were aware of? Or work diagrams and things like that?
She had books of different sorts.
So you can't identify this as being in the kitchen, right?
I don't recall seeing that book. No.
That might
Yeah.
be his idea.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you. By the way, I'll withdraw that.
I love him and I love his suit.
Excuse me. Can I ask if you can identify it?
Yes, Matthew.
It says postpartum depression and anxiety patient information sheet.
And if you go towards the end there, does it appear to be her writing in it?
Yeah.
Okay. That authorization?
No objection.
All right, that may be admitted.
Yeah. Understand.
I mean, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he's sedated right
Item.
now.
It's got a bunch of flowers on the front. Appears to be a notebook. So your understanding that the state police went in your house and they seized all sorts of items such as this?
Yep.
So we don't have.
Hi,
originals,
Lisa.
The police do, but these
Right.
are copies. Fair and accurate?
Yeah.
Is that the caption that you were referring to?
Yes.
Postpartum depression and anxiety.
Yes.
And at the end of this particular document, you would agree, sir, that it has writing?
Yeah.
And whose writing is that?
Lindsay's.
And is this like a book or notes that she would take documenting on a daily basis any effect that she had from postpartum?
It appears to be the case.
Yeah. Your Honor, I would offer the records of Dr. Jennifer Tufts, Astor Mental Health Records.
No
Oh.
objection.
All right, that may be, they may be admitted.
I'm going to have to, I think, maybe talk to the DA about this because I do have a lot of tabs and notes in this one. I know we have clean copies, right?
We have a clean copy we were planning to admit,
All right,
so that's not a
good,
problem.
okay.
So we'll enter
It's
that. and then
3:33, make a wish.
We can then substitute it with a clean copy.
Thank you.
John, can I see the exhibit?
I was just being honest. Yeah. He at least tries to like lighten things
One
up.
of the things that you had identified yesterday was the document that you
I agree.
obtained from CVS, is that correct?
Yes.
It sets forth all of the medications that were purchased by Lindsay, by prescription from the physicians that she had seen during that period of time, correct?
Correct.
And you indicated yesterday that the police had seized a number of pill bottles, and then you also had a number of pill bottles, is that right?
Right.
And the pill bottles that you had, do you recall, what were the circumstances that you had them in a bag in your car?
The reason I had them in a bag is because sometimes a provider would adjust medications. So, for example, I do remember Lindsay had a prescription of Ativan, and then a few days later, they wanted to increase the dosage because it wasn't effective. So what they would do is they would say, give that old prescription to your husband, he'll discard it, and then continue taking from the new prescription.
When the DA yesterday went through that there were scripts and there were pills with a 30 count, but then there's 27 and 3 were gone, but that's because she wasn't taking her medication. That's not the case. It's what you were told to do, right?
Correct. Yeah. Without that context, it paints a different picture.
Exhibit 2 would be the pills that you had turned in, I believe. Is that correct? That were in your bag, in your car?
Right.
I know you can't tell from looking at the bag.
I remembered it's Exhibit 2 though.
Okay. Wednesday, January 24th, one of the troopers located 4 medication bottles, and at some point on the 26th, at about 2:30 in the afternoon, bottles were then documented by the police. When was it, if you know, that you turned these items in to the police?
I believe it was after the event. I don't remember the exact date, but I remember I told them I do have other prescriptions in my truck still, and I gave them to him.
Okay. So the police already went in with a search
No,
warrant.
sir.
Already seized all the drugs that they could find in the house, in the kitchen, in the bedroom. Were there drugs in the kitchen, by the way?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're all over the place, right?
Yeah.
And they seized it, right?
Yeah.
And then you, to be cooperative, told the police that you also had pills in your car and you went to the DA's office and gave it to Attorney Sprague and the state police, right?
Right. But to be clear, those were discontinued prescriptions.
These are the ones like that she stopped.
Correct.
All right. And then you had new prescriptions, so there were new prescriptions that were prescribed to her, right?
Yes.
Now, when I met with you in the house, long after the state police had gone and finished their search,
Yeah.
you recall that we went up to the bedroom and I removed this from the nightstand right next to the bed.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what that is? What is this? Is it a drawer? Obviously.
That's the drawer that goes into the nightstand.
And inside the drawer, sir, do you recall that there were a number of items that I see, Trazodone, Lindsay Clancy, prescribed on January 5, 23. Creatinine, January. Creatinine, 100 milligrams, prescribed for Lindsay Clancy, December 21st. Lorazepam, they're all empty too, right?
Yeah.
I agree, Tyler, but it's also one of the most widely used mental health medications. And a lot of people in here have said that they've found that that actually helps with their depression. That's never been something that I've uh, been prescribed, but just something to keep in mind.
These are what she shot down with that lemonade or water or whatever was in the cup that she ground up these pills, right?
No,
Lamotrigine,
that's not
prescribed
correct.
to Lindsay Clancy, December 16th, 22. Mirtazapine, prescribed to Lindsay Clancy, January 23. Those are in this drawer, and they were all empty, right?
Right.
You observed that, right? There's something else that was in the drawer. Do you recognize that?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's her Apple Watch.
Her Apple Watch. This is the Apple Watch that apparently the police used to go up the stairs, downstairs, heart rate, things of that nature, right?
Yep.
They never even seized it, did they? They left it in the drawer, right?
Apparently.
So, what is this item, sir? If you can identify that for us.
It's a face mask for sleeping.
To sleep?
Yeah.
Now, you had mentioned something, I think, about pillow spray. What is that?
She bought some pillow spray. It apparently helps you sleep.
And did you see her using that on a regular basis?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, she did.
Your Honor, I would offer the draw.
Tyler, you can keep talking, but you can't say the last word, the N word. Not that one, but the other one that you just mentioned, because YouTube dings me for that. Thank you.
I could just see,
Yeah,
I think you.
and I think there's a watch on the side there.
I know I was gonna-
Oh,
No problem.
No objection.
okay. Do you want to, you want to put that in as one exhibit?
Sure.
Okay.
Now, in reference to the Apple Watch, sir, how many Apple Watches did she have? If you
Just
know?
one.
Just one. It's the only one she had. Police never seized it, right?
Correct.
And the drugs that were in the drawer, the empty drugs and the pill bottles from January, December 22, 23, the police never seized them, did they?
No.
I'm showing you an item, sir. It's like a little green vase. Have you ever seen that before?
Yeah.
Can you tell the jury what it is?
Objection. We could go to sidebar.
Yeah, can I see Council sidebar, please?
Oh, it's like a grinder thing. Yeah. You know, the thing that I keep coming back to is that wine glass that said because kids, and that's what she used that night when she took a bunch of meds and attempted to unalive herself. I'm sorry, guys. It's YouTube. So dumb. No, Bubbles, you're in the horizontal view. I know. I don't even know why I have a horizontal view anymore. Everyone is always in the vertical view. So, hello, what are they doing? They're arguing over there's a there's a name for the grinders, like they sell them at Williams and Sonoma for like herbs um that need grounded down for recipes. I can't remember what it's called. I think I pray everyone in this situation finds peace. Because I said this when I started today. It's not just him, it's not just her, it's not just the grandparents. This trickles far and wide. This has grave impacts on so many people. It's just it's heartbreaking. Yes, thank you, Rose. Rose coming in, always with the great knowledge. I did say this earlier. I have no way to confirm this whatsoever, but if you missed it, I had said it wouldn't surprise me if he's done EMDR therapy or ketamine. Um, just based on, I hate to use the words bounce back, but he was able to um, move forward.
To your knowledge, sir, was she advised by nurse practitioner Tufts to keep a nighttime dump diary of all of her thoughts and write them down so that she had something that she could refer to?
Not that I'm aware of.
You ever see her writing notes in a diary or like a thing with dates on it, November 23rd, for example, things of that nature?
I knew she kept notes, but I didn't see her doing it.
I'm going to show you this document. Item ask that appears to be her handwriting.
Yeah.
And does that contain indication as to her state of mind, particular date or dates thereafter?
Yeah.
Just take a look at the other pages just to make sure that you all understand, right?
Yeah.
You want to write it down for this?
Como?
Please.
And I got it from the state police, so let's assume you guys have it.
He is remarried and he has a child.
That may be admitted.
I'm going to show you another
Yes.
And is that, can you tell us what that appears to be, sir, if you know?
Looks like a schedule for Callan.
And the schedule for Callan, that would be, what?
I
like
don't know. I
sleeping
know it's a
or
baby.
something like that?
Yeah, naps. Yeah.
So for example, where it says September 29th, there it is, 22, and then it makes reference to Callan,
My friend.
last fed with a time frame, and then there's a bunch of pages like that that go forward on those dates. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Put them down for a nap, 9:35 with a smiley face, things like that, right?
Right.
Is this typical for Lindsay that she would document these things as a new mother?
Yeah.
Was she being controlling, in your opinion, of her child and of you by doing this schedule?
No, I found it helpful.
For this, Your Honor, I don't think there's
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, that may be admitted.
One of the things, sir, that the district attorney had asked you about is the exhibits of the, I think it was the window in the bedroom. You said it was 20 feet drop to the ground.
Right.
Is that right? This is a photograph of the same one you already introduced, but I just don't know where it is. So this is the photograph of the house. You can identify that, right?
Yeah, that's the living room window.
Okay.
It is such a pretty
The
house.
window that you're talking about, that's 20 feet up, would be on the very top of that picture, correct?
Correct.
Never apologize for having an opinion.
Now, when you identified this picture, I can't see.
I mean,
You see that there's some kind of an orange ball, appears to be an orange ball underneath the sill
Yeah.
to the left. It appears to be red marks or red spots, like possibly blood above it.
Yep.
Can you tell the jurors what that little orange ball is?
Yeah, we had a woodpecker who would peck at the house and create holes. That's why I paired some of the other sections too. And I took some foam and filled the hole.
bye. It was good to see you.
I'd offer that, Your Honor, just continuity.
I also
That
do
may be
therapy
admitted.
along with
That also, if
the
I may,
ketamine.
just the top picture, I believe is also, see where it looks like fingerprints or blood on the edge of the window on the second floor, you see that? That's from the house?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Attorney Reddy.
Yeah. Okay, so, okay, I'm talking about the Hornet thing right here. And then this is, I see on this top here, okay. So you see on the top of this window here,
The woodpecker at my house, it's at my front
underneath the
entryway.
Hornet thing.
Yes, of the vagus nerve.
You can
Correct.
see there's like blood drops or blood smears.
Yeah, I
That's
see it.
the first floor window that's directly underneath the second floor window, right?
Right.
I'd offer these, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No.
They may be admitted.
Hey guys, don't forget to double tap your screen, please. Make sure you are subscribed as well.
I'm all set, thank you, sir.
All right. Commonwealth, redirect?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Are they, Kaylee? I don't know much about them.
Mr. Clancy, you were shown an email and it's been marked as an exhibit that you sent to coworkers on January 24th, 2023 at 5:24 p.m., correct?
Yeah.
And you were asked about it coming from the Surface Pro, but your testimony was that it could have come from your iPhone, correct?
Correct.
And in fact, you watched footage earlier of yourself going into the CVS in Kingston at 5:32 p.m., correct?
Correct.
And you had your phone with you, correct, because you used it? And we also saw you on the 3V footage using your phone as well, correct?
Right.
So you were clearly out of the house at 5:24 p.m., correct?
Sorry, what time did you say I was at CVS?
So you walked in at 5:32 p.m., correct?
Correct.
And you left the house. As you were leaving the house, Lindsay sent you the text about PDLX, correct?
I don't know if I had left the house yet, but yeah,
But that was sent at 5:15 p.m., correct?
right.
And how far away is the Kingston CVS?
3 minutes.
Okay. And so you leave the house, you get into your car, and you drive to CVS, correct?
Correct.
And so that should have taken 3 minutes, correct?
Yep.
So after the text that was sent at 5:15 p.m., that would have been sometime around 5:18 or 5:20 p.m. that you should have arrived at CVS, correct?
Right.
But you don't go in until 5:32 p.m., correct?
I don't know.
We could
I
pull
don't
up-
know what time I pulled in the parking lot.
I'm not asking what time you pulled into the parking lot, but is it fair to say that the video that you were shown earlier shows you entering the store at 5:32 p.m.?
Yes.
She's so
So from the time
combative.
you should have been at the parking lot of CVS around 5:20 p.m. until 5:32 p.m. Could you have been in your car sending this email on your iPhone?
Yeah, I just don't know if I pulled into the parking lot at 5:20.
But sometime after the text was sent from Lindsay about PDLX, but before 5:32 p.m., you were in your car.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
You're so welcome, my dear.
Now, you were asked about my questions to you about going to Boston. And my questions to you were about December 3rd, not December 2nd, correct?
Correct.
Because your anniversary is December 3rd, not December 2nd, correct?
Right.
So Dawson was taken to the doctors on December 2nd, correct?
Correct.
And on December 3rd, did you have plans? Not that they were followed through, but did you have plans to go to Boston that day?
Yeah, so I can provide some clarification on that.
Sure.
So yeah, on Monday I was a little bit confused by it because we were home. But yeah, I think there was a plan prior to that, like an anniversary plan to go to Boston, but it was canceled.
Okay.
And the
great.
picture you showed was from September.
So the plans that you had to go to Boston, showing you here. Some text messages between yourself and Lindsay. And here, there's one here that says, the spa, the Omni is booked, but you're on the wait list. As a backup, I have you booked for massage at the nearby IHG for 90 minutes at 1:45. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then you later say we can get lunch and then head over. She responds, okay. And then you write that they'll let you use the gym and the pool while she's getting her massage. Is that correct?
Right.
And then you talk about plans for lunch and dinner. And so there were the plans, they just fell through, right?
Yeah, we canceled them. Yeah.
So it's not as if I made that up out of thin air. That's here in the text messages, correct?
Right. Yeah. It was just confusing because we were home. But yeah, when I left, I recollected that, and then I found the picture, and the picture was from September.
And was that from the wedding you went to?
Yeah.
If we could have the text messages marked as specific.
Any objection? That may be admitted.
Yeah, kitty cat. This is pretty intense. This is a rough one.
Now, in cross-examination, you said that Lindsay always took the medications exactly as instructed. But in direct, you said you weren't always with her every time she took the pills. Is that correct?
That's correct. But the understanding was that she took it as directed.
Because she told you she did?
Yeah.
And because you trusted her to do so?
Yeah.
Okay. But you can't sit here and say definitively that she took every pill exactly as instructed every single time because you didn't watch her every time,
Sorry.
correct?
I was not standing next to her every time she took pills.
And you were asked about the Facebook search in August 23rd, 2022. And you were asked about being on the Surface Pro and looking up the country singer who had killed himself. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. So I think that what you said when you were asked by by defense counsel about whether or not you accidentally went to this site on methods of suicide. You said that could be likely, that might have happened. You're not sure, correct?
It's so subtle that I don't remember specifically, but I do remember listening to Tom T. Hall.
How often did you listen to him?
It was like for a week.
Okay. And so were you aware that on 8/23, August 23rd, 2022, at 9:40 a.m., someone signed into Lindsay's Facebook account on the Surface Pro?
No.
And then at 9:43 p.m. is when the Tom Hall site was accessed. Do you recall that?
No.
And at 9:45 a.m. is when a person not
Yeah.
just hit a link by accident, but actually had to click on a link to go to suicide methods. Are you aware of that?
No.
Okay. Is there any reason why you would have been going in and logging on to Lindsay's Facebook account while going on Wikipedia and looking at suicide methods all in that same 5 minutes?
I didn't log into Lindsay's Facebook ever. It's very possible that I looked at Tom Hall's Wikipedia page, but
At some point?
yeah.
Do you remember spending 3 minutes on the methods of suicide site, scrolling through and reading methods of suicide site for 3 minutes?
No, I don't remember something I did for 3 minutes almost 4 years ago.
Do you remember being on that site, the methods of suicide, and clicking on a link to a bridge in Australia that people use to commit suicide?
No.
No.
That sounds like
So
something I
in
would
this
Google
5
though.
minutes or so where someone's using the Surface Pro, using Lindsay's Facebook while doing that, and then clicking on these links you don't remember, you think it might have been you?
I have no idea.
Now, you talked about Lindsay's stay at McLean Hospital. You said that it was a locked ward. She had to stay there. Is that correct?
Correct.
But it was a voluntary commitment, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They
You
always
didn't file
are
any
locked.
legal paperwork to have her committed, correct?
Correct.
There was no court order making her stay there, correct?
Correct.
So if she wanted to leave and express to the
Just so you guys know, I've had to drop off 3 friends at treatment, voluntary. One was so-so. And when I went to go visit them, I mean, you can't take anything in there. They're locked in there, and they're there by their own volition, but you wouldn't think so.
doctors that she wanted to leave, and they didn't believe she was a danger to herself or others, she could leave, correct?
To be honest, I don't know.
Okay. Now, you stated on direct examination that you visited her 2 times during the time that she was there at McLean, right?
At least twice, yeah.
And you said those were in the evening hours, is that correct?
Yeah, afternoon, evening.
Afternoon and evening. So you weren't there during the morning and early afternoon hours when they were offering these group therapies and when she was meeting with other practitioners?
I wasn't there in the morning.
And were you there during the when the staff was checking on her every 15 minutes?
No, but she did tell me about that.
Okay. And were you aware that she was evaluated several times, and at first she had to stay on the unit, but then eventually, based on what she was telling them, she was allowed to go on the grounds with staff?
I was aware that she went on at least one walk.
Okay. And so people were seeing her and interacting with her and changing the way her stay went at McLean Hospital throughout her stay.
Yeah.
And you talked about Dr. Goodhart recommending medications. What was the medication that you said that she recommended?
I thought it was Cymbalta, but I think she
Oh, yeah.
ended up taking amitriptyline.
I would always bring in Chipotle.
Here at the CVS records that you provided.
Oh yeah. And they would all but take apart the burrito.
We see, I'm sorry. Here we go. So we see here,
Me too, Bubbles. Me too.
Here we go. Aaliyah Goodhart, second from the bottom.
Yep.
Trazodone, 50 milligrams. So you thought that Dr. Goodhart had just recommended
Oh,
medication
wow, Candy.
when there was actually a prescription that was given by Dr. Goodhart, correct?
Right, but I believe, so there's another one as well, lorazepam. I
Yes.
believe those are prescribed while she was staying there.
And so they were filled at CVS and sent to McLean?
Possibly. I remember there was an issue where she didn't have her medications when she went to McLean, so she needed them to be brought there.
She was discharged on January 5th, correct?
Right.
Are you aware that this document from CVS says that the prescription for Trazodone 50 milligrams prescribed by Dr. Aaliyah Goodhart was filled on January 5th, 2023?
Right.
Okay. And then the other prescription by Dr. Goodhart, the lorazepam, was also 1 milligram lorazepam was also filled on January 5th, 2023, correct?
Yeah.
So that's when she was discharged, not while she was staying there, correct?
Right. That's correct.
So Dr. Goodhart did in fact prescribe medication for Lindsay, Trazodone and Ativan, and not Cymbalta, correct?
She recommended Cymbalta, but she didn't act. She wasn't the one who prescribed that
And in fact, no one prescribed that, correct?
because it ended up switching to amitriptyline.
Ooh,
And the
Interesting.
amitriptyline was prescribed by Dr. Jennifer Tuss, correct?
Right.
And Dr. Tuss prescribed 5 milligrams of diazepam on January 9th, 2020.
Steve, stop.
Right.
And amitriptyline on January 16th. It was 10 milligrams of amitriptyline. And that was prescribed when Lindsay said she was having some issues with depression, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So she went to McLean Hospital and she was weaned off the Seroquel, correct?
I believe so. Yeah.
And all the medications that she had taken prior to going to McLean, she was no longer on. Those were gone, correct? Once she had been in McLean.
I don't know if it was. I'm not sure. I don't know if it was all of them.
Well, did you have conversations with your wife about what she was taking?
Oh my
I mean,
God,
were you
I can't
aware
stand
that
her.
she was only on only prescribed Trazodone and Ativan when she left McLean, and then amitriptyline was only added on the 16th? So just those 3 medications?
Yeah, but I thought she was taking trazodone before McLean.
Right. So she had been prescribed it before and stopped taking it, correct?
I don't remember. I'd have to look back on records.
So you're not sure about what she was taking and when, are you?
Not the exact dates, but I remember she was taking trazodone, and I thought she was taking it before McLean.
So the best resource of what she was prescribed and when would most likely be the doctors and the CVS records then, correct?
The CVS records is a good resource.
They actually,
And
is very
you
helpful.
talked about
The website.
the pills and how these were pills that she was no longer on. So it wasn't really a good representation of what she had taken, correct?
Correct.
But she was only prescribed Zoloft once, right? At the very beginning?
Right.
And she only took 7 of those pills, correct?
Right.
So it wasn't as if she was prescribed a higher dose or a different dose of Zoloft and was still taking that. And so that 7 pills misrepresents the Zoloft she took, right?
I believe she switched because, or she stopped because she was switched to Prozac.
Okay. And then even going forward, the Prozac, there weren't many pills taken out of that either, correct?
Yeah, eventually she stopped that as well.
Okay. So she'd take a few pills, she'd have some
Ooh,
side effects,
ow.
they'd switch the medication,
Sorry.
correct?
Yes.
And so they were trying to figure out what would work for her, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And then she ends up at McLean because she's having difficulties, according to her, with the Seroquel, correct?
That was part of it. Yeah.
And they wean her off of that, right?
Yep.
And then after McLean, she's only on the Trazodone, the Ativan, and then on the 16th, adding in the amitriptyline, correct?
Right.
You mentioned that you went to New York in November of 2022. Defense counsel said that was a month before the children were killed, but that's actually 2 months before they were killed, correct?
It was, yeah,
I
it was
agree,
about, a
Tyler.
little more than 2 months.
And she hadn't been on the Seroquel yet, right?
I don't know exactly when she started the Seroquel.
Would December sound right?
Yeah, or end of November. Yeah.
And so when
Makes
you
you a
took your trip to
zombie.
New York, she was having some issues, but she was doing okay, wasn't she?
She was doing much better than she was in December.
Okay. And did you also take another trip with Cora in November?
Yeah, so I did the trip to New York, and as soon as I got back, went to bed, and then the next morning left with Cora.
And was that November 4th through the 7th to San Francisco?
Yeah.
And who was taking care of Dawson and Callan while you were in San Francisco with Cora?
Lindsay.
And so during your trip to New York, and then immediately after your trip to San Francisco with Cora, were there any issues or any problems, or did anything happen while Lindsay was caring for those kids?
Nothing bad happened. She was, I would say her anxiety and depression was starting to tick up, but yeah, obviously nothing bad happened.
Okay. And it's your testimony that things started to get worse in December. Is that correct?
Correct.
But it was also your testimony that after the stay at McLean, things got better, wasn't
Yeah.
it? And she steadily progressed throughout January, getting better, right?
Definitely, yeah.
And on January 24th, 2023, you testified that that was one of her best days.
Yeah.
That's
You asked
mental
about
health.
the
It makes
Apple
no
Watch.
sense.
The police didn't collect the Apple Watch, right? They did collect her phone, correct? You identified it earlier, right?
Correct, yeah.
And her Apple Watch was linked to her phone, was it not?
It probably was, yeah.
You were also asked about the drop from
Interesting.
the second floor window.
Mhm.
Were you aware that the measurement from the windowsill to the ground was actually 12 feet?
I've never measured it, but yeah, I believe what you're saying.
And
That's wild, Jazz.
looking for one of the exhibits from Defense Counsel.
Yeah.
It's the, yes.
One time I was eating dinner with my
This was the,
one time I was eating dinner with my dad. This is actually relevant. And he was the gabapentin, he had taken one, and he fell asleep at the table, like over his food. And I called his doctor and I was like, never again. Never again. It just, everyone in my family, my mom acts loony on it too. I just don't feel awake. I get it. It's great for nerve pain if you have fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, et cetera, but I don't know one person that's been like, "Oh yeah, I'm totally normal on it." I haven't met one person that said that.
the packet here that Defense Counsel was going through with you, where you said this is Lindsay writing Kellen's schedule. Is that right?
Right.
But this was also Lindsay sending notes back and forth between herself and Elaine. Is that correct?
Possibly.
And there's different writing here, correct? Want to look at it?
Yeah.
For example, this first page after the cover, we have writing here that you said was Lindsay's, correct?
It looks like it, yeah.
And then down here, there's a note that's in different handwriting, correct?
Yeah, I would say so.
So were you aware that Lindsay was using this notebook to communicate back and forth with the nanny about Callan's care?
She had different notebooks. She always had a notebook that she would leave for the babysitter or for me.
And so, for example, on Tuesday, September 4th, she wrote, last fed at 6 a.m. Give him a bottle whenever he wakes up. He likes it very warm. He's been resisting the bottle. If he won't drink it after 45 minutes of trying, please text me to let me know. Put down for next nap 1 hour after he wakes. Try to put down drowsy but awake. But if he cries, pick him up and rock, bounce, or hold him until asleep, then put down. He usually sleeps 45 minutes, but let him sleep as long as he wants.
Thank you,
Very
Vicky.
detailed notes that Lindsay is sending to the nanny, correct?
Yeah.
And then she also wrote, if you have time, wash and cut up veggies, sweet potatoes, 1-inch cubes peeled, broccoli, small pieces, peppers, 1-inch pieces, plastic Ziploc bags to put them in. Next bottle, 2.5 hours after the first bottle, correct?
I believe what you're reading. Yeah.
So very particular about what she wanted the nanny to do, how she wanted her to do it, and when to feed Callan, when to put him down for a nap, all of those things. Very particular, correct?
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Again, Thursday, September 29th, 2022. Callan last fed at 8:45. Please put him down for a nap at 9:35. We will be home from gymnastics at 11:45. Clean clothes and dryer if you get to it. So again, very specific times for putting him down and when to get up and asking her to do additional work like laundry and things like that, correct?
Yeah.
Again, October 6th, 8 at 8:15, fell asleep at 8:40. Changing tables now in the bathroom. If he wakes before 9:40, give him 15 minutes to settle himself back to sleep. I'm hoping he will sleep till 10:15. If he is still asleep at 10:40, wake him. Feeding at 11 a.m. First try bottle. If he doesn't take it after 15 minutes, make oatmeal. 2 tablespoons of oatmeal. Make thin with breast milk. Can heat for 5 to 10 seconds. Again, very specific directions on what she wants done and how she wants Callan cared for, correct?
Yeah.
And throughout this notebook, it's more of the same, correct? Or have you even seen that?
I haven't seen it.
A mini tackle box.
I have nothing further. Thank you.
So which nanny was that?
That would have been Elaine Rossi.
And Elaine Rossi, how long was she the nanny for you guys?
A month or two. Yeah, probably 2 months.
And then she just needed more hours and moved on, and Lindsay was home, so.
Yeah, I think she preferred more hours. We couldn't really give it to her, and Lindsay was home anyways. So.
And as far as the records are concerned, it's fair to say that Lindsay, as a concerned mother, would give instructions to people that would be taking care of her infant?
Yeah, I would have done the same.
A lot of discussion about these prescriptions and scripts from the different doctors, and one of the things you referenced was that I believe that she was on trazodone, and if I suggest to you that there was a Dr. Izad Parayarara Kavon on November
I'm sorry, what?
16th of 22 that prescribed 50 milligrams of trazodone while she was on buspirone and fluoxetine. Does that refresh your memory that in November she was prescribed 50 grams of trazodone?
Yeah, I remember trazodone being like a part of the medication plan for a while.
And one of the things that you did, as we talked about, is you went to CVS and you got a list of all the drugs, right?
Right.
And if I suggest to you, sir, that this is just an easy reference with different colors for different doctors of exactly what the CVS provided, does that appear to be fair and accurate of the scripts that were
Yeah.
provided?
Yeah.
Can I see which one that is, please? No objection.
Okay, that may be admitted.
That's all I have, sir. Thank you.
Oh my God, Dina.
All right. Thank you, sir. You may step down. Thank you. Counsel, could I see you?
It helps a lot with my muscle pain. A lot. And it probably helps with the depression as well, honestly. I mean, I don't think it hurts. And this is why this chat is the reason why I don't regret doing this case. Despite how horrific it is, I love that you guys feel comfortable enough, myself included, to share our personal experiences. This is such a vulnerable thing to admit, you know? I'm glad that you ended up in here, Dina.
I know it's been a long day for everyone, so we're going to excuse you till tomorrow morning. The hope is we'll start.
Don't leave yet.
And kind of the same thing. We'll go to hopefully about 11, take a break at 11. We'll have a break from 1 to 2, and we'll go into the afternoon around 3 or 4. All right. So that's the thing. Remember, I'm going to ask you those questions about not talking about the case, not doing any research about it. Don't watch anything about it. You have to keep an open mind. At this point, you've heard some evidence, but you haven't heard all the evidence. You haven't heard the law that you are to apply to the evidence. So you've got to, at this point, you've got to keep struggling in a sense, keep that open mind. So I'm going to excuse you. I hope you have a nice evening. We'll come back here tomorrow morning. If I forget to tell you, tomorrow, Friday, we're still on schedule to take that view, and then we'll deal with the schedule when you come in tomorrow. That's as best I can tell you. That's the schedule for tomorrow. So again, thank you so much for all your work on this case so far. I hope you have a nice evening. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, good. Close the notebooks, please, Madam Chair, please.
For those who don't know, Willa uses Google. Jeez Louise, this is loud. Willa uses Google to talk into his thing. So if a word doesn't seem right, it probably isn't, but you get used to it. You know what he's saying. He's a good guy.
All right.
She just
so we'll be in
walked by.
recess on this matter till tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Whatever, I missed it. Okay. So before you guys leave, let me tell you about tomorrow. And then we'll have some chitty chatties. So if you're wondering why some people get their chats on the screen more so than others, I make that a members perk. So if you would like to support the channel, you have the ability to do so. Oh my God. Yay. Okay. You guys, I know that people think I'm crazy for saying that I walk away from this trial fulfilled, but you guys have just like, you've enlightened me, and you have just, as someone who actually thinks quite pessimistically, you have given me so much hope, seeing the way that you treat one another and speak to one another, because there's a willingness and a desire to understand each other, and I'm so proud of you guys, and I love having you here. I love you guys. You mean so much to me. I hope that I can continue doing this, because this this is a true privilege. And I checked an hour ago. We're like 3 people away from gaining 50 plus subs in one day. Wait, or is it 60? It would be 60. Math is hard. Okay, so tomorrow morning, they will be in court, but I will not. But don't let that be a bad thing. It's actually a great thing. So tomorrow is the ketamine stream, my 6th and final. Coco Shmeow, stop it. Stop it. I'm sorry, she went to go bite Pearl. Tomorrow is my final ketamine treatment. So we will be live at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And unfortunately, I will be in no shape or condition to do the stream afterwards, even though nothing would make Steve happier. I know that. With that being said, kind of like we did yesterday, we will be able on Friday to come in here around 12:30 and we will zoom through all the breaks, all the sidebars. It will be the perfect setup again. So, you can't hear me? Can you guys hear me? That's so weird. Okay. I'm not gonna make any sudden movements. Okay, all right. So Friday, tomorrow is 9:30 a.m. Eastern for the final treatment of ketamine, and Friday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, we will be going over yesterday's day in court and zooming, and I really enjoyed doing that with you guys yesterday. Like it it was only a 3.5 hour stream as opposed to like 7, and there weren't like awkward silences, you know what I'm saying? So as long as we keep building momentum as a channel and getting more people in here and subbing, that helps create conversation, and that makes it easier to avoid the dead air. So I love you guys for jumping in the chat, and especially the people who are sharing what they're sharing. Like you guys are just great. Yeah, so this is perfect. I thank you guys for being here. And all these compliments. I know, Steve. Like it's ironic if you are here and you are new. Steve was really mean to me for a while, and I couldn't figure out why because I'm a peach. I'm so nice. And eventually I killed him with kindness, and he enjoys being here every single day, no matter what. He's here every single day, and we appreciate him even though he's a troll. What are you, Dina? What are you referring to? Sidebar. Oh, yep, I will be here on Friday, and I was happy to hear that we'll be able to just go right through the breaks from Thursday. But I get a little weary not being able to stream it live because I miss out on people. Hold on, someone's calling me. Hold on. Never mind, it's spam. Sorry, hold on. What in the world? All right, we're just going to use this camera then. I don't know. Steve was mean for a couple months. I think he felt bad when I had to have heart surgery. He was like, "Oh my God, I don't want to, I don't want to be mean to someone who might die." Oh no. Okay. So, what were we talking about? Wow, I looked really crazy for that second. And I want to thank you guys. You guys helped pay for this extremely fancy child learning whiteboard slash chalkboard. I love it. Um, a little small, but this is the one that I use during the treatments that I bought at the dollar store. Really get my money's worth with this one. Oh wow, it works and everything. Okay. Oh, talking about tomorrow. So yeah, we're gonna cover that on Friday. And what I was saying about it is that I hate missing the opportunity to live stream it like while it's going on, but at the same time I know I can't come on here and try to have like a conversation, and it's just not gonna work. So it works out perfectly. Good deal. um Please, before you go, remember to double check that you are subscribed. And right next to the button that says subscribe, there is a little bell. Click that bell and pick all. That will make it so you get a notification when I do go live. I owe you guys a members only live stream. I know that. The treatments took a lot out of me these last 3 weeks. So I hate giving you guys excuses, but took a lot out of me. So we will catch up on the members only streams, I promise. And I'll fix the emojis. The emojis have been too small, and I don't know why. You love the refrigerator magnets, yeah. I try to keep it classy up in here, guys. I'm just reading through everything. Oh, here, one last thing. Let's, is that bigger? No. Let me get rid of that. So this is the document I was trying to show you guys earlier. So Lindsay had 20 plus outpatient appointments with psychiatrists, psychiatric nurse practitioners, She was prescribed 13 different psychiatric medications during this period. And by the way, the period is September through January, September 2022 through January 2023. She was provided with over 30 prescriptions. They were either written or refilled. She had 2 hospitalizations and or evaluations. One was the evaluation at the Women and Infants Hospital, and the other was one inpatient stay at McLean Hospital. And what's so unfortunate about that, I will comment, is that she checked herself in on, it was either a Friday or a Saturday, and it was a holiday weekend. And yeah, it was New Year's Eve. She had not slept in 48 hours, and she got there, and it wasn't until Tuesday that she was able to meet with a physician. Like, she just sat there. And for those of you, I know there are people in the chat, you've made yourself known. You don't sleep in a mental hospital, a psych ward, because there's always someone screaming. Always. There's always someone screaming. I remember going and seeing my friends, like I said in the chat, and 3 separate friends, 3 separate periods, and I swear to God, maybe it was the same person because it was the same hospital. I don't know. Wild. Anyways, this is the timeline of trying to seek help. She started noticing the signs of her mental health declining in September, for which she made those outpatient provider appointments. She started on medication, had the doses adjusted, new meds added, and she reported worsening anxiety, insomnia, intrusive thoughts, and mood changes, which were just ongoing. Then in December of 2022, she sought help for extreme anxiety, disturbing thoughts, and emotional distress. She was discharged with a follow-up plan and medication changes. The January 1st through the 5th hospital admission was for inpatient psychiatric care. She was evaluated, treated, medications were adjusted. She was discharged on January 5th with some follow-up appointments and a treatment plan. January 5th through the 24th, she had multiple appointments for the follow-ups with outpatient providers. She had even more medication changes and new scripts, and she was continuing her communication with her about her symptoms with her providers and the side effects. And this is when her husband was like, all right, enough is enough. You're not getting better. You're getting worse. Stop making virtual appointments. We're going in person. And so he went with her to a few inpatient appointments. If it was just one, make sure to correct me in the chat. But I believe it was a handful, he said. He did say that today, whatever the answer is. And I mean, he said it himself. It really wasn't any more productive than the virtual appointments. And we talked about this in the chat on day 1 of the trial. Having virtual appointments is a blessing when you have a mental health disorder. I have to be careful with what I say. So often you can't find the energy to change your clothes, let alone shower, change your clothes, drive, and find help for the 3 children under the age of 6 that are living in your household and you are in total control of. And this is part of the reason why I'm really questioning why he got rid of the nanny. I'm a little bit bitter about that, in case you couldn't tell. And then on the night of January 24th, 23, despite months of seeking help, Lindsay was in the throes of a severe mental health crisis and went unrecognized as postpartum psychosis by her providers, according to her defense. That is the night that she unalived her 3 babies. Don't hate me for saying unalive, it's YouTube. Yell at them. And she tried to do the same to herself, but she was unsuccessful. However, she did shatter her spine, and she is paralyzed for the rest of her life. Why this matters: postpartum psychosis is rare. It's not the same thing as postpartum depression, but treatable. And it's right, like, early recognition and the appropriate treatment is everything. From what I have read in my research on this matter, it's almost like a given that with postpartum psychosis, it is a in treatment. She would have been away from her children. It would have flipped their lives upside down. I'm sure, and everyone in here who has struggled with their mental health will agree with me on this. I know this. You 100% believe you are a burden. Now put yourself in her shoes. You're amplifying that by at least 4, because you have your husband and your 3 kids that you feel like you are ruining their lives because you are a burden. It's unbelievable. So outside of this trial, Lindsay, and I believe Patrick, her now ex-husband, I believe he is on this lawsuit as well, but they are suing some of the doctors involved in this. And quite frankly, I'm not mad about it. I don't always think that it's right to be litigious, especially on these sort of things. These sort of things being health. But what she went through, in my opinion, is just inexcusable. And it borders, if not completely, is negligent. Can I pin it? I can make a post. Yeah, I can make a post with that document. I'm trying to read the chat. I haven't had the chat up while I was talking. Thank you, Tyler. I really feel strongly about this. Hi, Jazz. Sorry I missed you. Like, I feel like it was a cheapskate move. Oh, well, guys, send your good thoughts to Jazz. I started today's stream off by saying, take care of yourselves during this. this is no joke. If you need to step away, by all means, step away. That's why I took that break today. That I should have just stayed live. You guys saw my numbers probably this morning versus this afternoon. I had to step away. You don't think medication was the answer? Yeah. Order a pizza. Well, Willa, it is 4:43 my time right now. Your 15 minutes are up. Get out of here. I go out of my way to try to have a I don't want to like relationship sounds weird, but I I make sure that doctors know their decisions are majorly changing my life, whether that's showing them pictures of like what it was like before or showing them notes on my phone that I've been taking, uh, introducing them to my family. Like seriously, I make them realize that I am a person and I'm not just another client throughout the day. I need individualized treatment. If you don't do so, I highly recommend it. Willa is in the horizontal chat. He likes to watch on his TV. Isn't it crazy that I know where you guys watch this stuff? You know who's the worst with this is actually, in my opinion, dermatologists. Dermatologists will not give you the time of the day. They will like see you for 10 minutes and you could have like an exploding cancerous patch and they'd be like, okay, well, looks good here. Gotta go, bye. Yeah, I agree, Rose. You know, the other thing that I do, guys, and obviously don't do this without permission, get permission before doing so. I am on both of my parents' MyChart accounts, so I can see when their appointments are. If God forbid they end up in the ER, I get a notification. If you haven't considered doing that, it's oh yeah, that's a close second. It's yeah, the MyChart thing is a good idea if you feel like you're not getting the full story from your parents or they can't remember details. It's a great option, but you have to have their permission. So don't be crazy. I got my mom in a moment of weakness. Mom, just sign this paperwork, please. Glenn, that is something I am really keeping an eye on. One of the people I have relied on most for legitimate information is Nate Eaton of is it East Idaho News? He has been fantastic with covering that case. He has done a great job. He is also at this trial right now. So, good guy. He's like a real one. I recommend him for cases that I'm not covering, and maybe like cases I am covering, because he's that good. So oh my gosh, I have never related more to anything in my entire life than that statement. You know what? Let me uh, provide a link to Nate in his channel, because he's so good. I'm not scared of uh, supporting other content creators. Sorry, I was trying to do two things at once. All right, share more, share channel. I guess copy channel ID. What in the world is that? Nate Eaton. No. Why does it look weird? I just pressed copy share channel. All right, never mind. Here, here it is. Do I think he will go to jail? Unfortunately, I think he will, but do I think he should? No. That is exactly another situation where he was horribly neglected. I have no problem using that word there. He was neglected. The recommendations that his doctors gave him resulted in him having a psychotic break. I'm not trying to pass the blame. That poor man, I can't even imagine. Okay. All right, guys. I must go. The puppies need to go outside, and the cat she is too much. She is too much. If you guys want to keep talking, go to the Discord. I'll post that one more time. I have been sharing my Discord information so that you guys can talk with each other on their Discord. And when we get enough people, I'm sure it'll be utilized greatly. But until then, yes. All right, let me do this. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for caring. Thank you for being respectful and open-minded. And tomorrow, 9:30 a.m., if you want to see treatment 6. And then Friday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, if you want to, go through trial from yesterday. And won't take us long at all, because we'll be able to Zoom. All right, guys. I hope you have a lovely night. Take care of yourself and each other. And love you guys. Be good. See you tomorrow. Bye.